Hey, this is Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar podcast. Today I'm showing you the Loop Gate by Zvex Effects. The Loop Gate is a really unique and interesting utility pedal that works with anything else you can plug a 1/4-inch plug into. Put it in the loop there, and basically how it works is your playing dynamics from your clean signal from your guitar triggers the gate, opening and closing the loop. So whatever you have in the loop, it's going to be kept quiet until you start playing. And then when you start playing, it's going to open the gate and you're going to get whatever sounds you have in there pouring out. You stacked metal zones if you want, like just super high gain stuff that would normally give you a lot of feedback and a lot of noise when you're not playing. You can use this to clamp that down with the gate and make it silent when you're not playing. Or you could put a bunch of reverbs in there, stack delays that go on with repeats forever and ever and ever, and you trigger it with the loop gate. To demonstrate how it works, I'm going to start with the Moth Fuzz by Fuzzrocious Pedals. At its core, it's a great sounding, heavy fuzz, but on the left side it has a special trick. There's this droning, like glitchy, clicky sort of thing that is always on when you engage that switch. We're going to use the loop gate to have that drone playing along or matching up with my playing, but have it be silent in between the rest. So let's check that out. A fun thing you can do with the Moth is dial that drone and to be the same key that you're going to play in. So let's dial it into like an A or something like that, and use it to play along with the gate. All right, we've got an A. Let's check it out. Sounds pretty cool to me. Another neat thing about that is that you don't even have to play a note. You can trigger it just by clicking your strings. I really love that. It opens up some new possibilities with the Moth, lets me use that drone in a new creative way. It's almost like having a synth that I can mix in as I like with my playing, do that little clicky thing and do like a telegraph sort of sound. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Let's see what else this pedal can do and throw some new stuff at it. Now I've got the 5050 Double OD by Pelican Noiseworks and, of course, 60 Cycle Hum on there, followed by the FRV1 by Boss, which is a Fender Tube Reverb unit emulation. I've got a really extreme setting on the reverb. Let's check it out. It sounds good, but what if it sounded weird? Let's try it sounding weird with the gate on. It's a really interesting sound. I've never played with anything that sounded quite like that. It's like when it clamps down on the reverb, it gives you this really short, like metal canned sort of reverb that just dissipates really quickly with your playing. Let's mess with the release knob and dial that a little tighter. Right now I've got it to release just behind the drip. Let's pull it down really tight. hear it cut off when I sustain a note. There it is. When your dynamics drop below a certain range, depending on what your sensitivity knob is, it'll just cut off. That's just part of the function of it. So that's how you get that hard chop, though. If you don't want to use the gate function, you can also use this thing just as a straight looper. That's with the loop on. Here's my dry signal. Turn both pedals on at the same time with the loop. Just like any other loop pedal. So this is an interesting concept. You don't need to have your guitar signal flow through the loop for this to work. You can take an outside audio source, this example being a random tone generator by Electro-Harmonix, and just use the loop gate to trigger whatever's playing in that outside audio source. You could plug an MP3 player into this. You could plug a looper pedal that has, a loop of you playing something, a sound sample, whatever you want in there, and use your guitar just to trigger it. Just as a trigger. So let's explore that right now with the random tone generator. In the mix setting, if you set the sensitivity just right, you can play lightly, and then when you dig in, it jumps over to the random tone generator or whatever else you have in the loop. That's just fun. I don't know if there's a use for it. I'm sure someone out there can come up with something creative to do with that, but it's a lot of fun to mess around with. What should I do next? Maybe I'll stack a bunch of pedals in there. Maybe some metal pedals. Let's have some metal fun, huh? All right, you guys are going to like this. I've got 3 high gain distortion pedals here. The Metal Zone by Boss with the Keeley mod on it. And then the Grunge by DOD, the FX69, dude. And then, of course, the Box of Metal by Zvex pedals. I'm going to turn them on one by one with the gate off here so you can see that I am, in fact, stacking them. This is going to get nuts. There's your Metal Zone. Here's your grunge. There's your box of metal. You can see there's just feedback and noise like you can't believe. But because the loop gate brings this stuff in off of your clean playing dynamics, there's no distortion in between here and the loop gate. It's going to do a really crisp gate in between all these pedals. So you're not going to hear any of that at all, as you can hear right now. All right, let's check it out. Dead silence. That's just ridiculous. I don't know how this is going to sound in post, but here in the room, it's just brutal. That's a lot of fun. Let's try pulling back the release knob a little bit and let it release those notes a little smoother. That's kind of fun. Just that release of feedback and noise. Pull it in a little tighter to see what happens. It sounds like a samurai sword pulling out of its sheath. That's just too cool. Man, is there anything else fun I want to do here? I should really do some delay stuff, huh? Let's get some delays in there. I've got 3 time-based effects looped into the loop gate now. I've got the Canyon by Electro Harmonics, then the Cosmonaut version 1 by Matthews Effects, and then the Memory Toy by Electro Harmonics, just because I love it so much for doing, like Spaceship Sounds when you're tweaking the time knob. Let's get started with the Canyon, which I've got on the reverse setting for some really unique weirdness here. You can hear it going with the gate off there. It does fun stuff. Throw on the gate, it's silent until when you play, it opens up the gate and you get that wall of repeats that you've been building up in the loop. Like, it doesn't stop. When it's in the loop, it's just sitting there going and going. And when you play, you get it back. There's just a lot of fun stuff you can do with that. Another thing I didn't show off, I'll throw on the Cosmonaut for this, but you set it to chop here on the loop gate, and it acts kind of like a hard chopping tremolo that turns on and off with your playing dynamics, of course. So, and the release knob controls the rate of that chop. That's a lot of fun. I mean, the loop gate just comes packed with crazy things you can do. Like, you find all the unique settings and do whatever you want. It's a really incredible pedal to mess around with and experiment with. All right, let's get crazy, throw the memory toy in there, and start making some weird-ass sounds. How about that? pretty cool, huh?